people.
end.
Oh, wait,
Now
what?
is the time to prove it.
You just made the only smart choice.
She got a 1. She got 3.
Oh,
Stay alert.
Oh, okay.
This fight isn't over yet.
That's 3-1. All right.
One out for me?
Just, you can just step out for us, man.
Such remarkable power.
Which wall should
I
I?
hope you put it to good use for once.
Just turn this way to me, all right?
Your vampires have arrived. Ready yourself for battle.
So do you want me to follow it?
Ancestral sword.
Right here?
Ancestral sword.
I'm anxiety too. I'm real worried about that.
Less than noble
Hey, you got
Take a moment and enjoy the peace. It won't last for long.
The female complaint is
Just as I
complaint of leg pain.
expected. I can't rely on self-righteous vigilantes. I'll have to handle this myself.
Get too old for this.
Tiger will let you steal until you hit a threshold.
The hell, the door
Yeah.
just ran right into the police
It's
car.
crazy how they let
You
that
need a
happen.
complaint?
It really is.
We don't need the shoplifting, right?
That's fine. I'll handle this at all over here. Thanks,
Oh,
man.
wow. 3 other warrants.
Officer, did y'all just say I had a warrant on my arrest?
Dracula wishes to reclaim my city. You call yourselves New York's guardians.
Where you went wrong here?
Now is
I'm
the
not gonna-
time to prove it.
We'll figure it. I'm not going to talk to you like a child. When you run from the cops, that creates something that now we have to do a lot of documentation for something that could have been handled so easily. It could have been a ticket. You know what
Take
I
a
mean?
moment
All right?
and enjoy
So-
the peace.
I don't even know. You're being charged with resisting without violence. He hurt his leg, all types of stuff. All right?
Fascinating.
You understand, right?
Now, who's the real one?
You're the judge, too. All right?
To see if you're the hero you say. Just another ancestral sword.
Yeah.
We're going to charge
Ancestral sword.
that. I have to get a total verification. 10-year grant. Have them total everything. There's video. The cops came down here and got everything done. And we're charging 12 to 1. And also
Ancestral sword.
30% for command, stop one answer. Adjusting we had contact. So with all that, that's how it's charged.
Stay alert.
Deal with
This fight isn't over yet.
Instead of elevating all these charges.
Yeah, true.
Fascinating. Now, who's the real
Cops complain of pain. It's time to retire. Yeah, true. That's the way I feel too.
I'll let you know the laptop.
Ancestral vampires have arrived. Ready yourself.
Yeah, you saw the guy both guys.
Ancestral
She
sword.
jumped the body back inside first one fence. And then I inside the second one. Inside two of ten.
Hit that bitch out. He deserved it. Yeah, bro. He had to point out.
She picked up the back inside.
Ancestral
Yeah,
sword.
so she jumped it inside first one. So that's part of the second.
Ancestral sword.
Oh my god. Oh, speakers. Wow. That's great. There you go.
I'm going to go now.
Sharing no flyers?
Yeah, she got fired. And she got
Wait, but neither
Stop
will
looking.
you.
Yeah, the petty
it
theft charge. They haven't
seems.
held
Oh my god.
I'll stay there. And I think they said they have files with it, but they got
Yep.
other video on part doing it. So we can look at the state for the case.
Ancestral
Pretty sure she wasn't by herself.
So,
There's another guy that this ID right here, I arrested him already. I arrested him before.
Ancestral sword.
him on the east side. He was beating up his pregnant sister, and they both have fentanyl on them.
Just as I expected. I can't rely on self-righteous vigilantes. I'll have to handle this myself.
Oh my god! Isn't this unreal? Like, what the fuck? Like, and the fact that like none of them are even like, oh wow. It's just like, yeah,
Jimmy, you want to transfer it to mine or you want to hang out?
Where you want to go? I'll go back out west.
Either way.
I'm not throwing your car. I'll go back out west. I don't know.
She was charged with resisting without violence and petty theft. $530. Oh, jeez. Real life GTA shit? Yeah. Like, it's just not even that bad. I mean, they gotta stop letting these people out so fast. I think that's the problem, is they let them out so fast that they just go out and do it again. That's the problem, is like, because if you do this and like there's never any consequence for it, you really think she's gonna stop? She's gonna stop like doing this, like stealing shit? Fuck no. And playing next one, yeah, it's unreal, man. We need harsher punishments. We do. Like,
you once said the most dangerous person is one who is articulate. What would you recommend to a one who wants to learn to speak in a more articulate manner?
Well, articulate is an interesting word, eh? Because if your joints are articulated, and that means you can do things because they're articulated. They're not one solid, vague mass. They're differentiated. Someone who's graceful is
Dracula
articulate.
wishes to reclaim my city.
Compelling.
You call yourselves New York's guardians. Now is the time to prove it.
Articulation in that
You
manner
just made
because
the only smart choice.
the act of speech itself is extremely complicated. It's a very complicated motor activity, right? It's a very complicated action to
Take a moment and enjoy the peace.
let's say.
I'm your man.
It won't last for long.
It is definitely the case that there is
Such
no
remarkable power. I hope you put it to good use for once.
capacity to be dangerous.
This monster time to see if you're the hero you say, or just another snap. Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike! Congratulations on surviving another round. Let's hope your luck continues to hold. Such remarkable power. I hope you put it to good use for once.
Make a case for your employees.
Another way is coming. Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike! Gear up! These enemies won't quit, but neither will you, it seems.
To be articulate.
A hero at
It would
their
be so
peak.
lovely if
I hate to admit it, but I'm
educators
impressed.
communicate.
Vacations over. You've still got some hell in Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike!
I'll tell you, you don't want to mess with him, and he knows perfectly well it was very capable of articulating the fact that
Ancestral sword! Strike! This fight isn't over yet.
No small part dependent on his
A
ability to
hero at
communicate.
their peak. I
Because he
hate to
communicates
admit it, but
well
I'm
and listened to
impressed.
who were under his command. Because he was our
Ancestral sword!
make it things that the men
Ancestral sword! Strike! Another less than you!
being articulate. And what's the alternative?
Just as I
want to say
expected.
and like and
I can't rely on
and
self-righteous
pause and
vigilantes.
stumble
I'll have to handle
be
this
unable to formulate
myself.
a strategy, be unable to elucidate a vision, be unable to compel and convince other people, to entice them with your articulated vision of what might be. You want the opposite of that? Why would you want that? You would choose awkwardness over grace? It's preposterous. It's beyond foolish. And I cannot understand for the life of me why this case isn't made in a compelling manner, particularly to young men. And I know it's not being articulated to young men because they're dropping out of the educational realm in droves. And it's unbelievably sad. So, how do you become articulate? Well, by paying attention to what you say. That's a good start. And what do I mean by that? I mean, pay attention to what you say. So you can think of this as an analogy. So imagine that you're trying to walk across a swamp, and the swamp is murky, but you know there's a path. You know there's a path of stone under the water, but it twists and moves. And if you stay on the path, you won't drown. The crocodiles in the
Dracula
swamp won't
wishes to
devour you.
reclaim my
As you
city.
walk
You
forward,
call
will
yourselves
feel
New
with
York's
your,
guardians.
with your next step
Now
where the
is the
stone
time
might
to
be.
prove it.
And then you
just made
feel
the
it's
only
solid,
smart
then you
choice.
take that step, and then you do the same thing with your foot again. You search, and you find out what's solid, and you step on it. And
Gear up.
move
These
forward
enemies won't
in
quit.
that manner.
But
That's
neither
what you do
will
with your
you,
words.
it seems.
It's the same
Such
thing.
remarkable power.
Feel.
I hope you put it to good use for
Is
once.
this the right word?
Vacation's
Is
over.
the fact that I'm uttering it putting me together, making me intact and stronger, or is it tearing me apart and making me visible to you? And you can learn to do that.
Ancestral sword.
I learned to do that from reading Carl Rogers' Strength of Initiative. Rogers
Ancestral sword. Strike. Stay alert. This fight
align
isn't over
what you
yet.
said with who you were, and that one of the things
Such
that your
remarkable
clients will
power.
be
I
evaluating
hope you put it to
for was
good
that
use for once.
capability. You might
This
say,
is also time to see if you're the hero you say, or just another snack.
and more than that,
Ancestral sword. Strike. Ancestral sword. Strike. Take a moment and and enjoy the peace. It won't last for long.
Much of what I
Fascinating. Now, who's the real
sometimes some of the
monster?
things I said didn't have that effect. They weren't accompanied by
Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike!
my way along to see what words.
Ancestral sword! Strike! Congratulations on surviving another round. Let's hope your luck continues to hold. A hero at their peak. I hate to admit it, but I'm impressed.
Nearly saved.
Another wave incoming! Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike! Take a moment and enjoy the peace. It won't last for long.
Is to make the word divine. And to treat it
Such
as
remarkable power.
to decide whether or
I
not
hope
to
you
believe
put
it.
it to good use. I knew you wouldn't give up easily. But now it's time to see if you're truly worth. Fire! Ancestral sword! If I had to break your bones, I'll bend your will instead. Impressive! But I will find a way to break it. Taste cold steel.
I'll give you one more small example. Jeremy touched on this
Ancestral sword! Strike!
Slice and dice.
Impressive!
Uncompromised.
But I will find a way to break you.
You can ask yourself, they might present you with a question or a conundrum or a proposition, and instead of responding with what you know to be right,
You did your
you
best.
could just ask yourself,
But your
what
services
do I
are
have?
no longer needed.
But it has to be a real
It's
question.
time for Mayor Fist to rebuild this city.
It has to be a question predicated on the idea that you might not know who you are, and that you could ask. And so someone will present you with a question, you think, okay, what do I think about that? But you have to want to know the answer, and then the answer will make itself known, because that's how thought works, and then you can just communicate that answer. And if you do that, you'll be interesting right away. You'll be interesting to the person that you're talking to. And if they do that to you, they'll be interesting too. And then if you both do that, you'll have an interesting conversation. And if you have an interesting conversation, you'll both grow as a consequence. And that's actually the pathway to growth. And you just wait. You can wait. You can open yourself up to the possibility that what needs to be said will make itself manifest. If that's what you are striving to, if that's what you're asking. And then you can merely communicate that. You have to abandon instrumentality to do that. So one of the reasons Joe Rogan is so successful, by the way, is that that's what Joe does. He just asks questions. He isn't trying to get something from his guests. He's not trying to become more famous. He doesn't need any more money. There's no instrumental utilization of language in his discourse. He's just a humble lunkhead, in the most profound sense, who would like to know more than he knows, and who asks all the
Dracula
stupid questions
wishes
he
to
can think
reclaim
of.
my city.
And it
You
turns
call
out that he's
yourselves
actually very,
New
very smart.
York's guardians.
And
Now
very well
is the
educated
time
now,
to prove it.
after talking to
You
hundreds
just
and
made the
hundreds of
only
people
smart
and
choice.
listening. And so the stupid questions he asks aren't stupid.
Stay alert.
It is
This
officially
fight isn't
National
over yet.
Leering Day. The Leering Center has officially been raided and play the clip.
Now, who's the real
Large-scale
monster?
raids targeting federal fraud currently underway. Federal agents seen leaving the Quality
Those
Learning
monsters.
Center.
Take a look at this video here. Sources tell Fox that federal agents are raiding about 22 businesses across Minneapolis this morning. And sources say many of them are tied to Somali-owned operations. All of this comes after a viral YouTube video from Nick Shirley back in December. In that video, he visited different child care centers. And you'll remember they were either closed or there were just no children inside, despite receiving state child care funding. Now, the location that we're looking at right now is the Quality Learning Center. This is a daycare. It went viral. It blew up on social media because of the sign outside with learning that was literally misspelled. Looks like we got a statement from DHS sharing, quote, Homeland Security's investigation in cooperation with our law enforcement partners executed criminal search warrants in Minneapolis relating to the rampant fraud of U.S. taxpayers' dollars.
So there you have it. Over 20 businesses were raided by the FBI and HSI today because of fraud that took place. They had 22 search warrants for primarily Somaliland businesses because it just so happens to be that a lot of businesses in Minnesota that were fraudulent were ran by Somalians. And now we're going to talk about the locations that were raided, but I do think it's super important that we talk about somebody who's trying to claim credit for the fraud being exposed. That is Tim Walz. Tim Walz actually said at the height of this fraud that no evidence of fraud was taking place in Minnesota. However, today Tim Walz is saying something completely different, trying to take credit for the fraud being exposed. And this is what Tim Walz had to say on X today. He said, if you commit fraud in Minnesota, you are going to get caught, and that's exactly what we saw today. We catch criminals when state and federal agencies share information, joint investigations work, and securing justice depends on it. Tim said, today the raid by state and federal law enforcement happened because our state agencies caught irregular behavior and reported it. That is a complete lie. Then he says, that's how the system is supposed to work, and our agencies will keep active as long as there are fraudsters around to put behind bars. Well, Tim actually might have to get put behind bars because he enabled all this fraud to take place underneath his leadership in Minnesota. And just to talk about some of the stuff that was irregular inside of Minnesota, such as the 1,000% increases for the budget for autism. Meanwhile, there was not a 1,000% increase in children with autism, or the increase in money that they're giving to these daycares that actually have no kids inside of the daycare. And with all this going on, I do have some good news. Right now, everything on my website is 45% off. All you do is go to the link down below and use code LEARNINGDAY, and you can go ahead and get yourself a Leering hoodie or anything else you have available. We have t-shirts, hoodies available, and just use code LEARNINGDAY for 45% off. Now let's get back into talking about the fraud. And now let's actually talk about who deserves the most credit for exposing fraud, and that is David. Without David and his years and years of investigating this fraud and then seeking to get that public information about the money that was being spent on these daycares, none of this would have happened. And me and David proved that teamwork really does make the dream work, as our video amassed over 4 billion views in just 1 week after we exposed the rampant fraud that took place inside of Minnesota. And now let's talk about the raid that took place with locations like the Quality Learning Center and a few of the other locations as well. So first off, the Quality Learning Center. The Quality Learning Center received $1.9 million. When I went and exposed it on the first time, it was December 16th, and there was absolutely no cars and no children out midday on a weekday. And then I exposed it, and instead of people going and exposing more of the fraud and investigating the fraud, they actually investigated me for exposing that fraud. We have politicians like Tim Walz saying that there's no evidence of fraud. Ilhan Omar was completely silent. But it turns out that Ilhan Omar actually was tied with the building of Quality Learning Center. There's a restaurant attached to that building, and Ilhan Omar is friends with that owner of that restaurant. Meanwhile, the manager owner of Quality Learning Center is fighting with him outside, and their fry is actually taking poison other daycares with the friend that they have almost after other daycares. I know that's a lot of information, but that is the truth. There's a lot of ties taking place in corruption going around with these daycare and the fraud that took place. That's how intertwined the web actually is. You have politicians from the sauces and just a whole lot of fraud. And so the Country Learning Center was then exposed. The owner or manager of Country Learning Center said that Nick Shirley is a liar and he started shuffling children into the daycare. However, the same time, the commissioner of children was saying that the daycare was closed a week before he actually started shuffling the children into the daycare. And my video had been filmed 2 weeks before all of that. Just going furthermore to show how much fraud was taking place. And then on top of that, you have other locations in the original video that are exposed and also rated today. Let's take one for example. We have the Mako and Mini Childcare. This location received more than $5 million in two daycares operating inside the same building, and today that location is rated. And originally that location, it said open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. However, there actually were never any children there, and it was not even open during the operating hours because it was fraudulent. And all the windows were blacked out, doorbell didn't work, you name it, now there's other rated. Another location that was rated was called the Somali Senior Center and Adult Day Services. I will investigate a non-emergency medical transportation company that was just right next door to this, and in my video you'll see that we spotted out the Somali Senior Center and Adult Day Services. There were about 5 other daycares and adult daycares and non-emergency medical transportation companies right next to this building. They have now been raided. Another location that got raided was a daycare right next to the non-emergency medical transportation company that we exposed for not even existing, where I was then pushed out by a mob of Somalians for investigating the fraud that was taking place there. There's a whole lot more fraud than just that daycare inside that location. However, the daycare there did also get raided. And it wasn't just the daycares and adult daycares that they raided, they also allegedly raided some autism centers as well. For instance, in my original video, we located and visited a location that had received over $3.6 million. It's a daycare that also was running Feeding Our Future. And just a block away from that daycare was an autism center. Turns out the owner of the daycare and the owner of the autism center are the same person. So there's even more proof about the fraud that was taking place. Now, what I find super interesting about these raids taking place is for months and months you had people defending the fraud that was taking place. In fact, I even had to testify in front of Congress about the fraud that was taking place, and hardly any Democrats even showed up to the hearing, and when it was their turn to ask me a question, none of them asked me a single question. That proved to me that the fraud was so deep that they were too afraid to even ask me a question.
You just made the only smart choice.
Take a moment and enjoy the peace.
Starbucks is fleeing another major city, and this time it's Seattle.
Starbucks moving southeast.
Starbucks is still keeping their global headquarters here in Seattle, but some of those jobs that are in this building right here, well, they will be moving to Nashville. So with that, Mayor Wilson, if you had any concerns about it, he wasn't happy.
Mayor, do you have an additional comment about Starbucks expanding to Nashville? And just but for someone who's gone toe-to-toe with Starbucks in the past.
That is why I am proud to join them on their picket line and proud to say loud and clear, I am not buying Starbucks and you will not either.
Wow! The mayor comes out and says, I'm boycotting Starbucks, I'm not buying, but are there any other reasons why Starbucks might want to leave Seattle?
But neither will
Black
you.
market of stolen goods.
Oh, all that stuff's stolen.
Unbelievable.
Wonderful. Shoplifting, crime.
Total disaster.
Nice place,
Hey,
man.
is that okay? You guys good? Okay, I just want to make sure you're okay.
They've got a homeless industrial complex here exploiting these people for government money, man. This is wild.
Black market of stolen goods.
Wow. Look at this. There's a barbed wire fence protecting these businesses. This is crazy. But is the mayor going to do anything to reverse this, or is she just pedal to the metal?
Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson didn't want to talk about the Boston Giants building a new East Coast headquarters in Nashville that would also take jobs away from Seattle. But this is a chance for us to ask you just your thoughts about it. Is there any concern about other businesses leaving?
This is again not the subject of our press conference.
Yet she finally answered.
So Starbucks expansion to Nashville has been in the works for years. Seattle will remain their North American HQ, and we're confident of that.
Thank you, everybody.
And Starbucks says the...
Oh, get the pesky journalists out of there. Mayor doesn't want to talk about it. What if this is all perfectly normal? Why is Starbucks shutting down other stores in Seattle?
It's serving money. It was constantly. There's no way. I just thought there's not even a people side.
Not even the delivery truck knew that Starbucks was shut in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. Starbucks CEO says it's the first step toward progress.
Seattle's so progressive. The way that businesses make progress is by shutting down, not expanding. And now the question is, why isn't anybody here raising the alarm about what's causing stores to leave?
This is an iconic piece of work in Capitol, and back in 2014 when it opened, I remember seeing videos of it, and I dreamed of working there. Never thought I'd do it, and it's weird that
it's too bad, yeah.
I don't know.
Lauren says she received a text message Thursday saying there would be an 8 a.m. company phone call. It turned out to be a devastating recorded message that employees lost their job and would receive 60 days of pay. Workers staged a rally this week in response to understaffing, low pay, and alleged retaliation for organizing.
Oh, it was a unionized store, which means the store was likely much more expensive to operate than other non-unionized stores. So now the question is, if they're shutting down these large stores in these high-crime areas, what type of store could possibly survive in a place like that? Put your seatbelt on, because this is where things get weird. Well, look here, we've already got this type of coffee shop here in New York. Dunkin' Donuts figured it out. Look at this little place. It's a box that serves coffee. You break in, no one can steal. These things are popping up everywhere across the country, too.
They don't put a Dunkin' Donuts in the hood. Don't give it in praise, though, because check this out. Only drive-through. They want our money, but they don't want us inside. Look at this.
Yeah, look at
Look
that.
at the window. Drive-through, no indoor seating, of course. Now, you can support these businesses all you want. I refuse. I'd rather shop small, local, coffee shop. I get it, efficiency. People want that as well.
It's not efficiency. Look, they got someone here, and you only need one person to run this store. This deletes the labor cost because you've got the automated cashiers here. That was a job which got eliminated, and now all this person has to do is fill orders. That's what happens in places like LA and New York and Seattle where it costs to open a business makes it not worth it.
No, efficiency, people want that as well. But realistically, this is coming into our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Places that want our money but don't want us. Because how difficult is it to just put a dining area inside? I grew up in this area.
They don't want to
I
have
did
a
a video
dining
on
area.
that Pam's right there. And then a Dunkin' comes here, but they don't want us inside.
It's not that. And this is probably what Starbucks' plans are. Watch, they're going to reopen their stores and they're going to look like what you're about to say.
Brand new Wendy's, but here's the
Wendy's.
difference. You cannot sit down inside to eat your food. You're going to order your food from this window.
A walkthrough.
Right? And then you're going to walk around the building, right? And you're going to sit down and eat right there.
the
Now,
rain cleans
if
the
you're
tables.
doing DoorDash, you walk through these doors, and you're going to pick up your food right there.
Wow.
Or what have you.
That's for DoorDash.
And they're going to have computer screens right there where you can order your food.
Yeah, this is it, man. This is the store of the
This is
future.
how they're doing it now in some locations with Wendy's and probably other restaurants
Yeah,
where
they're all gonna do it.
You know, traditionally you would be able to go in and sit down and eat.
Nope.
But now they're switching it up.
They have to.
This is new to me. Let me know in your city, wherever you from.
It's happening everywhere. Yet nobody's connecting the dots in places that are forcing these businesses out.
Starbucks is getting ready to close 5 more Seattle area stores next month, but the union representing some of the impact workers hope to change
I'm
that.
sure they do.
The 5 locations are in First Hill, the University District, the Seattle Center Armory, Also at Seattle Children's Hospital, in the Ocean Building, and in the Metropolitan Park East Building
Wow,
downtown.
so those are closing right now.
The first 4 locations are unionized, which is why Starbucks Workers United filed an unfair labor practice charge last week.
It's impossible to operate businesses in high crime areas. The businesses become prey for lawlessness, and since the city that these businesses are in has allowed lawlessness to become rampant, just like in other places like New York, Chicago, you name it, these stores have no reason to stay open. They're just a loss on the company. It doesn't matter if they're busy or not, if the store's losing money and underperforming. But are Starbucks the only businesses leaving Seattle, or is this part of a larger trend?
Alicia Cook traded her car to live in the Capitol Hill neighborhood, but the cost could be walking her wagon full of dogs further for groceries.
Oh, groceries!
For the average person, they're within good walking distance.
Such remarkable power.
It's easy to count customers strolling with grocery bags on Broadway, but the liquor stores may be shrinking. Store owners have complained to Seattle City Council members about dim lighting, outdated security, and latest
I continue to be concerned about the 2 QFCs on Broadway.
Councilmember Joy Hollingsworth says loitering and shoplifting are putting those 2 stores at risk. The neighborhood lost Whole Foods.
Wow, they lost Whole Foods. Shoplifters are just all over the place, stealing stuff, selling it at these outdoor black markets. This is a nightmare scenario. I don't know how anything can stay open in a place like this. But just before we continue, there's something most people do not realize. If you're on Medicare, the Medicare market is rigged by incentives and not in your favor. It's a total scam. And most of the agents you see on TV or you find on Google, they are essentially bounty hunters for big insurance. They push Medicare Advantage plans even when they're not right for you because they make more money doing it. But that's why I've partnered with Chapter. They have flipped the script. They don't just share the amazing benefits of Medicare Advantage. They explain the pros and cons of all your Medicare options. In fact, Chapter is the only Medicare advisor that searches every single plan nationwide to find the right one for you. If you're already on the right plan, they will tell you. If not, they'll help you switch. Just last year, Chapter saved the average senior over $1,100 a year by getting them on the best fitting plan. So if you are turning 65 or already on Medicare, call Chapter today right here, 731-437-2682. Again, that's 731-437-2682. Get a second opinion on your coverage. Get real peace of mind. Now let's get back to the video.
Last month, and another store before that.
During my tenure, we've lost 2 grocery stores in my district. Colleagues, I don't want to lose another one.
Councilors say they need a stronger line of
How about some jail?
corporate chains and small business owners. But a spokesperson for QFC says the city council hasn't reached out to them to talk about it. Senator announced the closure of 60 stores across the country in June and said there were no further details to share at this time. But concerns are spreading across council members after a Safeway closed near Magnuson Park.
Listen, if people can steal whatever they want and sell it on the street in an illegal market and the police don't go there and do anything about the illegal market, what chance do the stores have? We got the same problem in New York. We got businesses getting raided and we got stuff getting sold on the street in front of the store that the stuff came out of. This just puts the law-abiding out of business. And what's even worse, in some of these places, all these outdoor markets create a massive mess with all the garbage and all the trash that they just leave everywhere because they're doing business on the sidewalk and not cleaning up after themselves. Who gets the fine?
There needs to be better communication also so that folks understand, including our grocery stores, what the impacts are to the community when they do close.
City leaders say it's about more than feeding the general public. It's about feeding low-income SNAP recipients and filling prescriptions.
Is another drop-off point or pickup point that they don't have to receive food.
So then do something to help them. Put the criminals in jail. Build a jail and fill it up with all the people who steal stuff. Then nobody's going to steal stuff anymore. It's a very simple way to fix this. Just nobody seems to want to.
Starbucks. So Starbucks apparently is thinking about moving their headquarters to...
they already are.
This is a story that's really upset Tom, so I want to read this to all of you guys. Seattle could do $750 million as Starbucks expands in Tennessee, adding 6,000 jobs. but they're struggling to persuade woke workers to move from Seattle to a new headquarters in Tennessee. Wow. It's not going to be about that. I don't know how much Tennessee is excited about the woke workers.
It sounds like they're not coming.
Once again, a blue state puts public policy in place, and they're about to get the consequence of a tax base moving out. First of all, the company moves its headquarters. Second of all, and by the way, the company's registered headquarters have a lot to do with income tax in the state, and there's no income tax for citizens.
The crazy thing is they need to expand. So they need a new office, and they want to expand their operations. They're just not doing it where they already are. Now, things have to be really bad for a company that's headquartered somewhere and started somewhere to move, to leave that location entirely. And I guess it is because the mayor's out there saying, I don't drink Starbucks anymore, and neither should you. I mean...
That is why I am proud to join them on their ticket line and proud to say loud and clear, I do not buy any Starbucks, and you should not either.
Talk about telling them they're welcome to their family. This is the opposite of that.
The unintended consequences, you're about to lose all these jobs, everything going there. And then on the other hand, it's kind of funny, all of the woke do-gooders, the pearl-clutching, liberals who are going down there to Common Sense Tennessee. And by the way, Tennessee also has no income tax except on dividends, Pat.
Oh.
And they have, ready for this? 31% lower housing costs.
Oh, wow.
So you can move down to Tennessee.
It's cheaper.
And get lower housing costs and less rain and less liberalism.
Less crime.
Less nuttiness than you get in Seattle. And guess what? But some of the workers are saying, I don't want it. You know what I love about this?
That's funny.
Stay in Seattle and be unemployed.
Right? It's so crazy. But I guess this has to do with this whole Trump derangement syndrome thing, because you got people in Seattle that see everything happening there and want to blame the president for it, and then they see Tennessee where none of that stuff's happening. They say, oh, what a horrible place. Low taxes, low crime. I don't want to go there. I'm going to stay where I am. That's wild.
People in Nashville get jobs and fill the void. Guess what? The issue that's going to be in Nashville is how many people does Starbucks need?
They're not going to move from
Seattle.
Seattle.
In Nashville, graduating and all these things, that now could come and work there. But the people of Tennessee are saying, look, we don't make what happened to Austin happen to us. We don't want a bunch of blue Californians moving down here and turning Austin lavender and making Austin weird.
That is a form of immigration, though, Tom, if you think about it. Like, if you look at...
That's always a fear that people have in Florida or in Tennessee or in Texas. Hey, don't come here with your politics. But the good news is most of the people leaving these places want to leave anyways. They've already got a problem with what's going on there. The really radical people that hate you for who you vote for and don't want to be around you, they're going to stay put. So you don't have to worry about them. But you do have to worry about the people who are on the fence who are like, I like a mayor like Soren Mamdani. He's got some great ideas. I get friends with Frozen, but I don't like the crime and things. The guy that's on the fence, you gotta watch out for him. You gotta convert him when he gets there.
Adam always like, come over here, come over here. And when I'm on the freeway and I'm furious, and I'm literally getting pissed off at Adam. I'm not a fan of it, man. It's like you have to bust the put people in power in your own state to do the right thing. And we're always baffled. We're always baffled. Like, why do they keep putting in Newsom? Why do they keep putting in these people? Why is K4? Because the odds are California, a place like California, is going to keep going Democrat. And they're going to keep putting these people in. You look at New York, these Mamdanis, that's what the people want.
Right.
The rich people are going to slowly leave, but the ones that are promised all this free stuff, they're going to keep staying, and they're going to keep staying and voting for these people.
And chances of one of these places ever saying, you know what, I don't want to have a socialist mayor anymore, it's a 0% chance. I'll tell you why. He just explained it. People keep leaving. So you elect somebody, you elect some radical, and everybody who voted against that, like the last election with Mamdani and Cuomo in New York, was very close. But now people are going to leave that didn't vote for this, and the people who did are going to stay. So the percentage of people overall, as the population changes and self-radicalizes, that want socialism is just going to increase. I got bad news for you. If you live in a city like New York, like I do, Mamdani's the best you're going to get. Whoever comes after him, I mean, that person might as well be Karl Marx.
Why? The people should be voting for the leaders that they want
to make the changes and make the state a better state. Because if that's the case, everybody just moves to Florida.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the United States right now, Pat, who's kicking butt right now? It's us. Florida. That's why I'm here. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. I just hope it stays, and I'm playing, and I understand.
Well, listen, the big thing is people in places like New York and in places like Seattle, what does the education system tell them? And what is a state like Florida doing about education? In Florida, you get school choice. In Florida, you can send your kids to a private school of your choosing, even a place like a Christian school, and the state will help you pay for that. In New York, we don't have school choice here. In Seattle, there's no school choice. And what do they teach in these public schools? They teach that America's evil, socialism's a great idea. You should vote for these radical mayors. People absorb all that stuff and they get up and vote for that. So states can do things to make sure that this doesn't happen where they're at.
They're going to try to do everything in their power to undermine this. They're going to do everything in their power to mess up his record and what he's doing. And it's slowly happening. How many Democrat people have just voted some racists? Yeah. And it's not like those positive. I don't want it.
City of Miami, although, I don't think else about this. That's where mayor kind of city strong as county people are, but still,
Ancestral sword. Yeah, and I don't want most of all the time, but I don't want the attitude shouldn't be, hey, your place.
I don't know if that's necessarily the attitude. Think of who the people are that are fleeing these deep blue strongholds. These are people that have a fundamental problem with how these places are being run. These are people that have a problem with high crime. These are people that have a problem with lawlessness. These are people that can't run a business. These are people that can't afford a place to live. And who does that affect first? That affects families. Families have it the hardest, and all of these lawless, unaffordable places. Why? Because families are the ones getting victimized by criminals. You have a mom, she's got kids, she goes to the supermarket, you have a bunch of criminals out there. It's a bad situation. Single people who are young and vigorous and can run away, they don't have the same problems as families in high crime areas. And if you're like a business owner and your business is getting destroyed by criminals, you might have to leave. So really the issue that places like Seattle has is they force out the productive and they force out those who would build a better life for themselves. That's what families are trying to do after all. But what do you think about Starbucks? Are they making the right move, the wrong move? Are they gonna shut down more stores? And then are they gonna come out with these tiny little coffee box places where you can have one employee and a bunch of screens outside? Would that save them some money? Let me know, I'll see you in the next video.
The dispute between Elon Musk and Sam Altman over OpenAI's shift to a for-profit model heading to court today. And joining us right now is Tim Higgins, Wall Street Journal business columnist, a CNBC contributor. It all goes down.
Dracula wishes to reclaim my city. You call yourselves New York's guardians. Now is the time to prove it.
You just made the only smart choice.
Stay alert. This fight isn't over yet.
I was born ready.
Such remarkable power. I hope you put it to good use for once. More vampires have arrived. Ready yourself for battle. And do some dance and rocket.
Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike!
Take a moment and enjoy the peace. It won't last for long. Fascinating. Now, who's the real monster? Those monsters look hungry. I can see if you're the hero you would say. Or just another slug.
Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike!
Congratulations on surviving another round. Let's hope your luck continues to hold. Such remarkable power. I hope you put it to good use for once. Another wave incoming. Hold the line.
Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike!
Gear up. These enemies won't quit, but neither will you, it seems. A hero at their peak. I hate to admit it, but I'm impressed. Vacation's over. Back to work. Hope you've still got some heroism left in you.
Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike! Ancestral sword! Strike!
Stay alert. This fight isn't over yet. A hero at their peak. I hate to admit it, but I'm impressed. Vacation's over.
Run while you still can. I shall feast on your bones.
Ancestral sword! Strike! I'm cutting in!
Never!
Ancestral sword! Strike! Taste cold steel!
Leave now, before I devour you.
Ancestral sword! Strike!
I shall feast on your bones. Never!
Slice and dice! Ancestral sword! Strike!
Another less than noble sacrifice. Just as I expected. I can't rely on self-righteous vigilantes. I'll have to handle this myself. Dracula wishes to reclaim my city. You call yourselves New York's guardians. Now is the time to prove it.
You just made the only smart choice.
Take a moment and enjoy the peace.
If you have a prediction on when this will end, what happens if like a guy goes all in on it, and then the next day he shows up with and he's like, I'm gonna make my return on this, and he just fucking hammers all the way through and opens it. Like, I wonder what my prediction right now of Power Market is it for when the release date is, or is it for when the release date is?
Ancestral sword!
How do you deal with that when people are breaking it? Like, somebody eats the chaos. I love it. This is amazing. Oh my god. I gotta go in on that one. Jesus, take the wheel. There's like actually more factors than a sports game. You know? But yes, for all of our shows, like we cover a lot of controversial stuff. We do a lot of controversial stuff. So I want to say a huge shout out to Colin Martin for believing in us, appreciating us. Thank you guys so much. Let us know in the comments what you're thinking if we're gonna get an episode out next week as well. Yeah, we'll do our own like whether we're gonna actually do another episode. So all right, back. I mean, I don't know. I've thought about spending money. It's just that like I don't even know what I would spend it on. Like people, I see them go on your show and they spend money on these bullshit collectibles.
They don't have them, so it's like they can afford it.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. Not even thinking about it, but I don't know, even $1 million. No, I mean, I like, okay. I mean, I make a lot of money too. I don't spend that much. Sure. So it's fair. I understand. I don't spend a lot. But okay. Did you try to knock the bell?
I did buy a new car. I did. It's a Mercedes, and it's just it's hard car. Yeah. It's a low tier Mercedes, right? It's not like a Maybach or something. And like I don't want a car that's flat because then people will notice it. But like other than that, yeah, exactly. It's a car. It works. The car goes from A to B. It's great. And so I don't have a problem with it. But everything I have my I don't give them house out and everything else. A new.
Another less than no.
Then I've got to put like blankets over all the windows.
Just as I expected.
I do that. I mean, yes, of course I do.
Okay, we can get curtains in this new one.
I'll have to handle this.
We don't do it. I'm gonna put tinfoil up on there. It works really well. It works a lot better.
I mean, to be fair, I still have tinfoil up on my windows too. I have one room that my girlfriend can't make a decision in.
Yeah.
But she still kind of does. But I can put up tinfoil just as like.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, just like let her know.
The camera overheats if you don't put the tinfoil on.
Oh, really?
The stupid A27s or whatever.
You can change the setting that turns it to not overheat. So.
What the fuck are you people putting tinfoil on things?
Well,
you guys are weird.
Okay, so this is the reason, right? Is that like I used to wake up at like 8 p.m. Okay, I would wake up at 8 p.m. and I would go live at like midnight, and I would stream until like 8 a.m. And then I would maybe cook myself a steak and then pass out around 10 a.m. And then I would repeat this process. And so if you do that, like the sun is like the worst thing that's ever existed, right? It's so annoying. And so like, I don't like it. I mean, that's why I'm so pale. It's because I never go out in the sun. I never do.
That's why I got blackout curtains.
I mean, it doesn't work.
They're great.
No, it doesn't work. Like what I have is I have like 4 different levels of blankets and I have like tinfoil behind that. And there's like literally no light that comes through.
Do blackout curtains cancel out the weeds?
Yeah.
Do you know your neighbors?
Do I know my neighbors? Yeah.
Do they have any thoughts on this? They see this?
I mean, like, so my last neighbor
wishes to reclaim my city.
Well, the last neighbor did not like me because when I was a kid, I would like shoot fireworks off, and then there was like a huge pile of trash, and it was a big thing. You couldn't sell the house, but like then after that, the new neighbor is totally fine.
it's totally like he's nice, and all of them are nice. Like they probably, I think that they know what I do because like one of them recognized, like, oh yeah, I think I saw your video or something. But like other than that, they never really thought about it, asked about it at all. Never asked about anything.
Yeah. Did they know you're a streamer? Did they know you're a streamer?
I know that at least 2 of them. And they're actually like, I mean, and then also if I include the ones that are like near what my dad's neighborhood was, that's all of them. Yeah. Like, have you like dealt with a lot of streamers before?
No, I don't know any streamers. No. I DM Destiny because I'm trying to go on Destiny as like the counter of you, right?
Accurate.
Because Hassan probably won't pick me, but
yeah, sure he would.
So, okay.
Either way, like I mean, you know, Destiny was a youth.
Yes.
And
he dropped out too this because he fucked someone.
Yeah, because it was not economical.
Yeah,
exactly. No, I understand it. So like that was the only other person you talked to.
Yeah, I've DM'd him a few times. Otherwise, no YouTubers, like the finance YouTubers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd say I'm like this because that drama shit they do, like you're always in drama. Like that drama, like I'm gonna get in trouble for doing that.
Yeah.
Like I already know.
Yeah.
So I do the drama stuff.
You know what's funny though? I'm sure you can put out, but the fact that it's not on Twitch, I feel like YouTube is not crazy.
Nobody on YouTube gives a shit about anything because YouTube is a reason why I think Twitter is like there's so much of a reward structure around just saying whatever is the most extreme, crazy, vitriolic, aggressive, and just provocative thing possible because you're getting paid for it. It's a very bad set of structure. Like on YouTube, I think it's way different because even when you're a big channel, like it doesn't matter because there are a million other people, right? You're a big fish in an ocean, right? But like on Twitch, it's a very small pond, very small community.
What? Turkey?
No, Canada. The worst part is that like you already have a guy set up. I already have one. Yeah, he already has it.
We're actually going to go like happened.
So like,
my hair, I didn't do my hair and I did my haircut.
He was
real, but yeah, I haven't gotten a haircut.
That is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
like honestly, like I was against it until I saw that.
Yeah, I went like the same guy that didn't want Musk.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? His name's Dr. Hassan. I'm not even kidding. Canada. It was easier.
You can rent to the client just to get there. We can start getting this money moving.
Oh my god, that'd be so sick.
You can get catered Taco Bell on the PJ. I know. Yeah, more. Is it Canada? Well, if you're doing dinkier like this.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. How much is the price per ton?
No, you're tall, right? So it could be like 40 grand.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, there and back. It's not that bad.
You don't spend money.
$40,000. I mean, that's
how bald are you?
Bald enough to where Canada would be easy.
Okay,
like,
it doesn't look that bald.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like,
appearances can be funny.
You probably spend more time on that.
I knew you wouldn't give up easily. But now it's time to see if you're truly worth
Right. It's like if you look find a way to break. It feels better when you make fun of it. Right? So like my problem with like a
instead.
When people ever say like on the show that you're like way too like raise them and like bully them? Because I've seen like some clips about that. And, like every once in a while, people have tried to like politicize your show. So okay, so like what the fuck are they doing?
I don't know. Okay, so this is actually interesting. And I'm here right now because I hired my first PR guy to try to get me on shows because we're plugging our app Dollarwise, so there's the plug. And then like this happened at the exact same time, and I met him in person the other day. I was asking him, like, I'm getting all these right-wing invites. Where's the left wing? And he said the pushback we're getting is that all of them think we're just bringing on poor people that we don't know just to make fun of them. That's what every single one of them, like, call her daddy, the other one, like all those people, they just think we're just bullying people, but it's not even true. They're literally signing up, going through a crazy onboarding process. They're fans of the show and they want to go through the roasts and everything. It's like people who sign up for Kill Tony and then you get offended that
if
you got roasted.
Go on Jerry Springer, you know what you're gonna get.
Yes, especially if you're a fan of Jerry Springer.
Yes, of course.
So it's stupid. I don't know. They hear that, and then I talk about personal responsibility. That's, I guess, immediately right-wing coded.
Right-wing, personal responsibility is right-wing, guys. Sorry.
It's stupid. I mean, I bash socialism for sure, but I'm just not socialist. But I think you can be normal left and not socialist as well. I don't think that's.
I agree with you, by the way.
Well, I think.
Yeah. I think most people that make content though are not normal political opinions.
There's a reason why they're in their house and they're not outside.
I don't know. I defended a trans person on the show the other day. And my right-wing audience didn't really care.
Nobody gives a shit. But nobody really cares.
But the moment I offended the individual who was on the show.
No, someone was like a transphobe, and I was like, who gives a shit? Just use the pronouns. Who cares? I was like defending it. It was like the right-wing part of my audience didn't really give a shit. And then I criticized socialism, and the left-wing part of my audience like fucking blew up.
I totally agree. There are a lot of people that are not very accepting to any kind of disagreement. Like, there's tons of people that I deal with that disagree with me all the time, right? But like the moment somebody I deal with, like, they're disagreeing with me, they don't like what I'm saying, oh my God. Like, I think there's definitely like more of like one angle of like intolerance, right? But I think that's kind of what happens, like social media is like everything kind of gets dialed up, right? Everything is like more serious, things are more extreme, everything's got to be as much as possible, right?
Yeah, they also want to put you in a camp.
Of course.
So they had to put me in a camp.
You're either on our side or against us.
Guess I'm right wing because personal finance, and I mean, I say jokes. I say retard. Yeah. Then I guess that, I don't know, offensive things.
Well, to be fair, you're talking to a lot of retards. You should be allowed to say it.
Yes, and I call them retarded.
Imagine not being able to use the word if you're doing your show. That's bad.
I know, and I say it every episode.
He's in controversy all the time. View count doesn't go up or down. It stays the same.
I'm not worried about that.
People bitch. People complain. Everybody's going to keep watching. The people that hate you are probably going to end up watching you more.
Howard Stern, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What was that? They watch you twice as long.
Yeah, 3 hours. Yeah. Hear what he's going to say next. Yeah.
No, I don't have a problem with that. It's just annoying when people assign your ideology.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like that makes sense. Like I'm not afraid of people not watching, but
yeah.
No, so I mean, yeah, that kind of sucks that people put me in that camp. I don't know. Like I have voted both ways in my adult life.
Sure.
So I voted left and I voted right.
I think most people have, honestly.
Yeah.
And like, there's a big problem I think that people have where everything has to be all in one camp or all in another camp, right? Whether it's like, if you have one opinion on like gun rights, you have to have 7 different opinions about child care, schooling, immigration, foreign affairs, and everything. And it's like,
now is the time to prove it.
You just made the only smart choice.
Stay alert. This fight isn't over yet.
On the Rubin.
This is Trump. You have a glow like an expected widow.
What is the joke there, Jimmy? You should be ashamed of yourself thinking that. I do like
now, who's the real boss? More vampires have arrived. Ready yourself for battle.
Ice cream. That's what
Ancestral sword! Strike!
What is up, people? I'm Dave. This is the Rubin Report. It's April 28th, 2026. Leave life comment, subscribe. We appreciate all that. So let's dive into the program. Second half of today's show is at RubenReport.locals.com. Community Q&A, which we normally do on Thursdays. It's a Tuesday. We have our reasons. Glad to explain everything to everybody all the time. Like there's stuff. Obviously, we're talking a little bit about some of the narrative fallout post on the president, but we're going to do more today, I would say, on just sort of general leftist militancy across the board. Because if it wasn't for Donald Trump, they would pretty much have then the midterms will not go as poorly as most people are predicting, and I refuse to be a Republican, and I refuse to be a black pillar, and I refuse to be a negative Nancy or a Megatron, so we're going to keep things as positive as possible. Let's dive in. You remember about a week and a half ago when communist in New York City, Zoran Mamdani, Moran Zamboni, when he put that ad out about how they were going to tax the rich in New York City. It's not just tax the rich in New York City, they were going to have an extra tax. They were going to have an extra tax for rich people that they feel extra little either a condo you throw some parties, you go out to the opera, or to the theater, or a restaurant, you spend an awful lot of money. So the funny story is people go out and make a lot of things too, but these guys, these communists, they need more money. And if you remember, Zoran went right outside billionaire Ken Griffin's house and pointed out his very condo. Here's Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank on that one.
Let's talk about what he did to Ken Griffin, though, because how would he like it if Ken took a video crew outside his house and say, somebody lives here, this is where he lives. Think about what that means for personal safety. Just in New York City, to point out where someone lives, vandalism or much worse. I thought that was bad. That's a very good look for him. And I would think he'd want to do a little soul searching on that.
Okay, so the line there that I want to focus on is right of what was happening with the president. Vandalism. Ancestral sword! Strike! Now, if you remember, if you watched the show the day we covered that originally, I said that this is pretty insane, that you just pick a billionaire and stand outside his house. Up there, basically saying to the people, you know, when you come for the rich people, and you break into you break past the doorman, and you're going to, like, burn the place down, this would be a pretty good place, 238 mils, over this guy, like, that was the, I would say, subliminal, not that subliminal signal, but it's saying, here's
like for this penthouse. Hedge fund CEO Ken Griffin lost $238 million.
What is the plan? Take a moment and enjoy the view. And also to Mr. Wonderful's point, you know, everyone knows
Such
where
remarkable
lives. Actually, wasn't it Islamist who threw a bomb outside of Gracie Mansion just a month or so ago? But of course, when Zoran tweeted about it, it didn't mention anything about and I'm not saying anyone should go there or anything else, and it's public. The point is, it's public where the mayor lives, and he has all sorts of security. Ken Griffin, for as rich as he is, it's a normal building. I'm sure there's plenty of private security. So you can see what he's doing. And it's interesting, though. If he had to pick a billionaire, I don't know why he didn't pick Alex. Oh, right. He didn't pick Alex Soros because he's buddies with him. So when you're going after billionaires, what you want to do is go after the billionaires who
So in this video, my friends, I'm going to be showing you guys how to defeat the hidden boss in Extreme for the very first time in Marvel Rivals Blood Hunt PvE mode, which was just added to the game. It's here for about 3 months. You've got plenty of time to get this done. If you don't know how to do it, I'll walk you guys through exactly then hard shit. We're going to jump into these 3 keys are going to be things that you're going to have to get in certain areas. The first one is going to be on wave 4. It's going to be this bridge right here. You're going to want to get to the very end of the bridge as fast as you can, and you got to do this pretty much as a team if possible, because it'll make your life a lot easier. You want to destroy this kind of barrier at the end of the bridge within a very certain time frame, which is 90 seconds. Again, the game should show you guys exactly in the top kind of middle what what the objective is here. and how much time you have left. But again, you got to destroy that bridge, and then everybody's got to be in this little circle. You can see the time still ticking because not everybody's in that kind of circle. They're not rallied up. Once you do that, you can have the first key. You're going to see that the key is now turned yellow. We can move on to the next one. The next one's going to be on wave 7. Okay, it's going to be in this area here. We're going to have to destroy these little buds, and I'm pretty sure they spawn the exact same place every single time. So I'll show you guys the locations. First one's going to be right here. Second one's just going to be kind of tucked away over here. Again, you got to destroy 4 of them, and they're supposed to be at the same place, as far as I'm aware, every single game. So just follow my lead here. If for some reason, for whatever reason, they're not in these locations, they're very easy to find, obviously, for the most part, but they should be in these locations. So that's the third one right there. And then the last one's going to be all the way back here, kind of tucked by this gate over here. Got a couple zombies in the way. So go ahead, destroy that one, and that's going to be your second key done. And we can move on to the third and final key, which is going to be over on wave 12. So wave 12 is going to be right after the elevator wave, if you know what I'm talking about. And it's going to be this one right here. There's going to be these crystals that are going to spawn around the map. You're going to have 120 seconds to destroy all of them. They're going to be on both sides of the bridge. They can be a little bit annoying to destroy. I was still learning Moon Knight at this point of the game. But anyways, so these crystals here, there's going to be about, I think, like 4 or 5 that I had seen. But again, just keep destroying the crystals till you see that the objective has been completed. I died, unfortunately, but I was spectating my son here, who did get it done. And you can see that, of course, we have all 3 yellow keys. And now all that we have to do at this point is complete the Dracula boss, which is going to be, should be the next section. It should be wave 14, I believe. Or sorry, I guess maybe one more after that. And then it's going to teleport us to Times Square. And we're going to be doing the final boss, which is going to be Kingpin. Okay, and so once you've completed the Kingpin boss, as you guys can see that we've done right here, that's going to be that. We're just going to go back to the achievements section, and you can see that we've now defeated the hidden boss in Extreme for the very first time. We have our achievement, we have our gallery card, if you will, Animal Instinct.
You call yourselves New York's
accessory as well. And once you unlock this accessory, you can also get gold. If you get those like little gold kind of puzzle pieces or whatever, they're just kind of random drops. Besides the other achievements, of course, that have them. So that's pretty much it. That's how you get it done. Hopefully, this helped you guys out. If you like to more, if you have any questions.
But
Until next one. Game on. See you guys later.
Defeat Dracula and his minions and save our home.
I'm cutting in.
Such remarkable power. I hope you put it to good use for once. Dracula's non-stone has spawned a new breed of undead. Take him down and secure time.
Oh, that's so cringe. I missed the melee twice. Eek. Oh, what? Okay, now I'm making sense. The little guys just keep playing.
Move quickly. The creatures are coming from Grand Central Station, and they seem to be running for something. Such remarkable power. I hope you put it to good use for once.
No way to go
Where's everything? Stick together and eliminate them all. Strike! Go through that building up ahead, and stay on guard as you approach the station.
Ah, shit.
More vampires. Find your way to the
Got him first try. Unlucky. That's so unlucky. If the little enemies didn't fucking gank me, I didn't know they were there. Oh, head to medical.
Ancestral sword! Strike!
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I'll do more drive, right?
Grand Central Station is just across the bridge. Break through that magic barrier and brace
Heading to medical.
yourselves for company.
I absolutely could have had that first try. I fell apart. What a shame.
I'm sorry, Caleb. As soon as we can, we'll give everyone we lost the service they requested.
A hero at their peak. I hate to admit it, but another wave is coming. Don't let them stop. Prove your worth to me and smash through that barrier as soon as possible. Well done. Perhaps I'll give you the key to the city after this. Move forward, carefully. I swear I just saw something enter the station, and it didn't look one of those freaks from the mine.
It's time to read.
Easy. You look quite fascinating. Now, who's the real monster? That Capwolf is down. The Monster Kingdom may be a bigger problem than I anticipated. For now, though, enjoy your spoils. I've arranged a special transport just for you. All aboard. Next stop, Dracula's castle. A hero at their peak. I hate to admit it, but I'm impressed.
Ancestral sword! Strike!
Wait, can I just instantly go for it?
This mission has gone off the rails, as is your train. You'll have to walk from here. Luckily, the castle is close. Such remarkable power.
I still
I
have
hope
to
you
do
put it to good use for once. I'm cutting in. That dark seal atop the tower is likely the
That would've been
source
so
of the castle's
convenient.
magic. Get in there and destroy it. Curses, there's no way in. It looks as though you'll have to cut through the park instead. Be ready for a fight. You've caught the vampire's attention. Hold your ground. And clear the area of those hideous plants while you're at it.
Pretty clean.
I'm cutting in.
Take that. Oh shit. Oh way. No way. I take so much damage I don't need to. There we go. Create a disruptor.
Ancestral sword! Strike!
Wait, this gun doesn't lock on?
Impressive work. Perhaps you're more than just street thugs
Interesting.
after all. Time to head for the treehouse.
Well, this gun sucks. And it doesn't even make up for it with damage. It's just bad.
It seems Squirrel Girl has some unwanted house guests. Serve them an eviction notice for me, will you?
Ancestral sword! Strike!
Just bad on the little guys.
The great lawn lies ahead. I do hope that hideous swirl creature has returned to Ixgard by now.
Extraction will be back on track. Okay, I take it back. This one's pretty good. Ancestral
So in this video, my friends, going to be sure.
While you still can.
Pistols here. There's going to be about 4 or 5
Thank you.
but again, keep destroying the crystals until you see the objectives are completed. I died, unfortunately, but I was spectating. My son here, he did get it this time. And you can see that, of course, we have all 3 yellow keys. Now, all that we have to do at this point is complete the Dracula boss, which is going to be, should be the next section. It should be wave 14. I believe, or sorry, I guess maybe one more after that. And then it's going to teleport us to Times Square, and we're going to be doing the final boss, which is the Kingpin.
Dracula's minions are guarding the castle's secret entryway. Wipe them out.
Ancestral
Sword. So let's be big reason why, because we have another round of Pragmata related content to cover, thanks to the latest upload by Shoeonhead that went over the last couple of weeks of controversy surrounding this game, and that is starting more outrage from the usual suspects and /or Hassan Piker fans. Now, of course, millions of people have been enjoying this game that not only has a fun experience to offer, but also a wholesome father-daughter dynamic between the characters Hugh and Diana. A dynamic and a character in particular with Diana that millions are enjoying as a wholesome relationship and something that has sparked an internal paternal instinct in men, and also a maternal instinct in women across the world. But as we've seen over the past couple of weeks, this game has made the most miserable people very unhappy. We have seen a flurry of tweets and articles doing everything in their power to subvert and demonize everything this game stands for, going as far out of the way to label fans and developers of this game as incels, as predators, and any other word that they wish to water down for the sake of gaining internet points. In fact, things are so shameless that we have infamous articles like this from The Gamer trying to demonize the supposed Pragmata Diana fan club that is apparently very dangerous and predatory, while of course admitting in the same article that they never even played the game and have no idea what is actually contained in the game itself. Now, one of the people to weigh in on this situation was Shoeonhead about a week ago, where she said this, as a mother: "I cannot believe how effing mad people are at this tweet/game. Yes, this is what having a kid is like. It's also other not-so-fun stuff, of course, and lots of responsibility, but the good parts completely outweigh the quote-unquote bad and make it all worth it. People have been so blasted by anti-natalist propaganda, they lose their effing minds at anything remotely pro-children. I'm glad this cute video game is inspiring people to want to have kids." Now, when I saw that reaction from Shu and covered it in a video, I made a request for her to cover this subject because she has the unique perspective as a mother and somebody who covers stuff like this. And of course, she saw my request buried about 5 minutes into my 6th video on the subject over the past 2 weeks, and she responded with this video titled "Female Protective Fantasy, Is it Incel to Have a Father?" To answer that, according to Twitter, absolutely. Now, first of all, as a YouTuber, pointed out here by Kitsu, I am morally and legally required to watch a Shoeonhead video and react, which I did react to it live on YouTube yesterday, but there were definitely some very interesting takeaways that I think sum up her perspective on this, and also has made people very mad on social media.
Oh my god, Diana is so precious and adorable. I'm gonna love this game. Thanks for telling everyone why you want to play the game before you make up some other excuses tied to your pedophilia. What? I feel like this girl character is an objectification of the idealized child. She's pulled right from the patriarchal white supremacist imagination. The perfect pure white girl child that must be protected so she can produce the next white generation.
Ancestral sword! Strike!
Anyway, you don't understand. Everything around me must be ugly and or I would furiously start masturbating.
As you can see, even people like Shuon have been covering the insanity of the internet for quite some time. You're taken aback by the vicious reaction of people attacking and its fans. The highlights here, not only do we have these perverse, self-reporting type reactions about Diana in this game, we also have these people trying to come up with these theories that this game is trying to promote some sort of patriarchal white supremacist agenda. Like, they are reaching so hard. This is a Stretch Armstrong level of reach these people are doing, but she does also mention the anti-Natalist propaganda that is really flooded the internet, and that is over 100,000 likes, where a woman is celebrating declining birth rates in America as some sort of empowering statement. Totally brain destroyed, like, sad reality we're living in. This stuff is very real, and we've seen people still responding. Since my last time talking about Pragmata, it's been more and more and more. We have this quote of someone pointing out the anti-natalist propaganda that people have become so accustomed to, saying there was no such thing as decades of anti-natalist propaganda. You guys are just predators and / have breeding fetishes. It's amazing how people are pointing this out. Like, no, breeding is that thing that, like, keeps the species going, that is now apparently a fetish according to these terminally online individuals who are also labeling people as predators for enjoying a wholesome father-daughter dynamic in a game that has absolutely zero sexualization whatsoever. But of course, these